Now, Jesus resurrects from the dead. That's really hard to believe. You haven't seen anybody rise from the dead. Neither have I. And people in our culture today, they say, well, that doesn't happen. And so they don't believe it happened to Jesus. But we have the testimony of many people. Jesus appeared to his apostles. And he appeared to St. Paul. And he appeared to over 500 people in one of his apparitions after he resurrected. And he made sure they knew he was real. He said, touch me. See that I have flesh and bones. They could see him. They could hear him. They could touch him. He said, do you have something to eat? They gave him some fish, and he ate with them. And he did this over a course of 40 days. So they could not make a mistake. They knew that this Jesus, who they had witnessed die, whom they had buried, was now alive in a new immortal body. He had the holes in his head. He says, Thomas, put your finger in my hand, put your hand into my side, and believe. He gave them convincing proofs. They could not get it wrong. And so, after Jesus ascended to heaven, these apostles and his other witnesses, they go out into the world and they preach the good news that Jesus, and what is the good news? What's the bad news? The bad news, Adam and Eve screwed up, baby. They committed original sin. And nobody can go to heaven. That's the bad news. And the good news is that Jesus paid the price for original sin and for all the sins of the world when he died on the cross, and he opened the way to heaven, and now we can follow him to heaven. Yeah! I love it. That's the good news. The apostles go out and they tell the world, but not everybody would see it as good news. Yeah. Some people were very much against this message because they had their own self-interest, many different reasons, and they were arrested and they were tortured. And most of the apostles were put to death. John the apostle was exiled to an island. But the other ones were put to death in torturous ways. The point I'm making is, no one dies for something they know is false. No one would die for something that they know is not true. When the apostles said, we saw Jesus do these miracles for 3 years. We saw him die on the cross. We saw him resurrected. We spoke with him. We touched him. They could not make a mistake. They could not have been mistaken. So they were either telling the truth or they were telling a lie. First of all, nobody tells a lie to get arrested and to get tortured and to get killed. People tell lies to get something they want, to get money, to get power, to get whatever. But when they were arrested and they were put to the test, they said, look, if you continue to say this, we're going to kill you. If it were a lie, they would say, well, I didn't really mean it. They changed their story. But they didn't. They all died for it. And nobody would die for something that they knew was not true. We have absolute guarantee that Jesus of Nazareth resurrected from the dead. And if anyone tells you otherwise, they have not looked at the evidence. There is a mountain of evidence. And it's even better than seeing it. Because today, with social media and artificial intelligence, you see something on your screen and you know that can't be true. There's dinosaurs running all around. And you know there's not dinosaurs running all around. But they sure make it look that way. And so, even if somebody could show it to you on a screen, that wouldn't be nearly as convincing as the fact that there are dozens, hundreds of people who sacrificed their life for their testimony. They heard him, they saw him, they touched him. Jesus resurrected from the dead. It's absolutely true. Never, ever give up on that. And throughout your life, that is going to be challenged over and over and over. I'm not kidding you. You're young. You haven't been challenged yet. But throughout your life, that will happen. And for some of you, you're leaving home, you're going to college and stuff like that. Recently, a survey was done. 85% of Catholic students give up the Catholic faith during their 4 years of college. 85%. And so you will see lots of people who were Catholic growing up who no longer believe. You're going to come across many of them in your life. One thing that really helps you to stay a believer is to have other believers around you. Because we all like to have friendships. And we're social people. Humans are social. And so it's really good to have this group of people. We call that the church. So stay in the church and in that group of people who believe.